UCAN2 team call. If you're new to the team today, this week, welcome to you. We're proud to have you on the organization, and we're excited about the journey ahead. If you've been around a while and you're ready to get started, you're going to want to take a pen out and some paper out when it gets to Mr. Peter Webb, double president, to do his training. But before we do that, I'm going to be sharing my screen and bringing up some housekeeping. So please grab a pen, grab a paper, and let's bring that up. Thank you to Graham Brown once more. That's the 9 p.m. That's the 9 p.m. one. Let me see where the other one is. There we go. So
we can't see your screen at the moment, Dave. It's kind of froze a second.
Okay.
There we go. It's up now, buddy.
Thank you. Just waiting for that bar to disappear so I can start the slideshow. Bear with me, folks. My Mac is deciding to do a wobbly.
You know, this just gives me more material about it being a Mac thing, right?
No, I'm going to sort it out.
So I'm going to forget about trying to do a slideshow. You should be able to see the slide anyway, but without it being in the slideshow presentation. So I just want to bring your attention. There we go. It decides to wake up now. So folks, what we've got right now is we are on the eve of the last night of the eve of this pay cycle that unofficially, again, this must remain within the community. This must not appear on public walls. This must not appear in chats because it has not been officially announced. So we are 2 nights out from finishing off this pay cycle. Of course, we're running to the 12th. So we are expecting something to happen over the next few days. But so we are officially running between the UCAN2, not corporately, we are officially running to the 12th of September before 2 days of having our Grand President Millionaire, Chad and Atita Chong in London. So to help you to rank up, to help you stay focused, to help you expose your business, brand new people getting in today can be a diamond in the next 7 to 8 days. How? By their sponsor being responsible for going through their getting started training, scheduling their first 2 or 3 calls within their first 24 to 48 hours, scheduling the world business overviews. There are 3 a day that are there to support you from Sunday till Friday. Saturday, we don't do team UCAN2 business overviews, but we do business overviews in the team. We are doing isolated meetings. We are doing little launch meetings. We are working with specific people running their teams. So we are doing meetings every day with the team, but on a 6-day rota, we are providing you 3 official UCAN2 World Business Overviews in the European and UK market, in the North American and Canadian market. You can see the times there, in the Australian and the Southern Hemisphere market. And these are literally 3 a day. So basically today, myself, I had done the Australian one this morning, and I have the 9 p.m. this evening, and then midnight live webinar in the UK for those insomniacs that cannot put their head on the pillow because they're too fired up about this. You by all means may join me. In Europe, it's 1 a.m. in South Africa, but fundamentally the midnight one is for North America and Canada, because that is 7 p.m. Eastern time. And you can see the slightly different time zone. Folks, we are staying up to help you build your businesses. So America, Canada, you want to be driving your people to the 7 p.m. Eastern time event. Australia, New Zealand, Solomons, Philippines, Indonesia, South Korea, you want to be driving your people to Australia at 8:30 local times. These are all local times, by the way. And 9 p.m. UK, 10, which is 10 p.m. Europe and South Africa, we are doing the European webinars, folks. So these are free events that we put on daily that you should be putting 2 and 7 minute videos in front of people, piquing their interest, and already at that same time inviting them to that evening's webinar or the next day's webinar or the next scheduled call that you've got in your diary with the upline leader that is helping you build your business. All these are in place. They should be scheduled and for you to build your businesses. So just prior to coming on, I've had a couple of messages in group chats, and I watch, and I know there's a lot of momentum. I know there's a lot of new people coming in, but that doesn't mean we have to become a lazy networker. A lazy networker gives out their link. A responsible networker will enroll somebody at the same time, walk them through their registration, and go through the adding them to the team page, not just pinning them and saying, check it out, but walking them through it. Yes, you're going to say, check it out, but you're going to be there with them when you tag them. So you can take them to the files. You can show them where the GSO is. You take them to the team website, UCAN2.global. You take them to the WGN training page and scroll down to the Getting Started training. You've already talked about that we are on a run as an organization. They may have expressed their excitement of being caught up in that momentum, and you ask them to watch the Diamond Run strategy. But you also emphasize that we're not holding apps now. We're putting everything into the system. We are live building volume. So folks, make sure that you are not a lazy networker. Well, Dave, you don't understand. This is my first time. I haven't been shown. Then I ask you to go back to your sponsor and call them out. Hey, John, I was on a training call. You didn't walk me through my Getting Started training. Well, to be honest with you, Dave, I'm new myself. Well, John, why didn't you just say that? And why couldn't we have gone together to an upline somewhere who would have walked us? But folks, there is no excuse. If you are brand new and you are blessed and fortunate enough within the first 24 to 48 hours, by default, have somebody who wants to get started with you, and you hadn't had an upline share the plan on your behalf because they would have taken over at that stage. But if you happen by default, to go, whoa, I've sponsored a frog, log, and a dog. I don't even know how I did it. Make sure you get that frog, log, and a dog on a call, a welcome call with your upline. Get someone else to take over and walk them through their training so they can teach you at the same time as training your brand new person. So let's talk about some events. Literally a week today, it will be over. A week today, it would have come and it would have gone. Jason, Regan, Graham Brown, and myself will be in Athlone Island. Folks, it's a big push to Ireland. We need a team effort. Ireland, 4 million plus people. It's a small continent. It's a big-hearted a country, and it's full of entrepreneurs that need to be hearing about the 2 and 7 minute video. It's about the Irish now making a stand. We're officially going there to make things happen, and we need your support. So if you may be sitting here in the Philippines saying, well, you know what, that's Ireland. No, but one day, you will have a team in Ireland. You may be sitting there in Toronto right now saying, well, I don't know anyone. You personally may not know anyone. That doesn't stop you from promoting into your organization. Hey, guys, just come off a team call. I hear that Dave and Jason and Graham are going to be in Athlone in Ireland. Do we know anybody in Ireland? Folks, who do you know who knows somebody is the mindset you must be. You must think about that all the time. Who do I know who knows someone who could lead me to someone who's in Malaysia, who's in Indonesia, who's in the Philippines? Who do you know? Just because you sit there and go, I don't know anyone in Ireland. Folks, if you don't know anyone, doesn't mean you can't help the team promote that on your social wall, on your Facebook groups, asking, hey, well, exciting times. Our team's expanding into Ireland, and I'm looking for, who do you know? With your permission, would you help me? God, would you? Folks, ask for help. Ask people, who do you know? So next week at the Sheraton Hotel, Jason Regan, Graham Brown, and myself will be there delivering a world business overview and training. And your hosts for the day are Declan Dowland and Angela Cassidy. Folks, if you're in their teams, you need to be there. If you're in Ireland, you need to be there. If you've got teams in Ireland that you're building, suggest if you can make it, be there. Numbers build numbers, and this is the world's first, and we need your support to get these numbers up. Again, I want to just go to the next one. Then shortly after that, the following week, after we've closed out this run in London, folks, tickets are going fast. And congratulations to you all. The number of guests that are registered. Now, one thing I would want to draw your attention to, though, we have a huge, and I mean a huge number of guests registered. Now, they're not actually guests registered. It is John Smith's a distributor, and he wants 5 guest tickets. Folks, it is so easy to sit there in the comfort of your home before X Factor kicks off and get caught up in the rah-rah just by going, I'm going to London and I'm going to bring 5 people. I'm going to bring 5 guests, but do nothing about it. And that may be your goal. That may be your intention, but your actions will speak louder than your goal and intention. So please don't just put 5 tickets down for guests and you're hoping to bring someone. Why? We are limited to seats. We are limited to seats, but we have a huge amount of guests, but they are just blocks of seats allocated to maybe a few distributors. So folks, if you've got a goal to get 5, bring 5. You can have the 5. I want you to have the 5. I want you to be knocking on my door saying, Dave, I need more seats because I've got more guests. That I want you to do, but I don't want you blocking 5 out and sitting there and sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, and you turn up on your own because we didn't take the activity and the action to get those guests in front of what? At 7:30. You don't want to be bringing guests cold. These are guests that you've primed. You've put them to the system. You started the process because you've got the 2nd top income earner in the company, the 8th in the world. If you prime your people, you'll be walking out with a bigger organization committed to building their business. Then the week after that, Jason Regan will already be down in South Africa, and I will be heading out on the Friday. Literally, we're doing a WBO, a training on the Saturday. I'm flying home Sunday. Folks, we are committed to help the teams. We are committed to go wherever we have someone who's ready to make a stand. People that want to take control of their market. So, folks, we will be in Johannesburg on Saturday, the 23rd of September. So, what do we ask people? Hey, who do you know? You may not know one in South Africa, but I guarantee you by asking into your team, by asking someone at a coffee shop, by asking someone at the local convenience store, by asking at the dry cleaners, by asking at the fuel station, by asking people, you will eventually find people. Trust me. One of my favorite lines taught by one of my mentors was, hey, Jason, how are you? Hey, let me ask you a quick question. Look, I wonder if you could help me. I'm expanding a business. Well, no, Dave, I'm not interested. No, Jason. That's why I was asking if you could help me. I wasn't asking if you would be interested. I was going to ask you, do you have any connections in South Africa? Oh, so you're not. But if Jason goes, yeah, what is it, Dave? Well, Jason, what I'm doing on my business is expanding to South Africa. I'm heading out there shortly, or one of my partners is heading out there in the next few weeks. And I was wondering if you may even be interested, but if not, maybe you have some connections that could be open-minded to wearable technology. Folks, ask. Just ask. That's all you got to do. People are paying gurus online. People are paying people to lead generate. Folks, that's what my mentor says, Peter Webb. That's miners mining the miners. This is an exciting opportunity. You have the least expensive You have the least expensive, but the most effective tool. That is this. This is this. And a hand and a smile. Folks, you don't need to buy leads. You don't need to learn how to generate leads. Just go out there and, you know what you need to do is learn how to be more confident. Learn how to stand up and have a conversation. Learn how to put your hand out and smile and say, hey, I wonder if you could help me. I'm looking for a go-getter type of person. Oh, I'm not interested. Not a problem. That's why I was asking if you could help me. I didn't ask if you were a go-getter. I was asking if you, folks, that's called posture. And you only learn posture by going out and repetitiously learning how to build your business. So some updates, some little bit incisions, but I am telling you now, get ready for this one. I mean, this is going to be off the wall. And I told you, I did a Facebook Live as I came off of sharing with Peter a little while ago. And I was, as he was showing me the slides, and I was going, yes, yes. Not that it's an announcement. Not that it's an announcement. It's a perspective. And I'm telling you what, if you get this, I am telling you, it's going to be the biggest armor you're going to put on your chest, because all of a sudden you've taken that and you've absorbed it and you go, wow. But boy, I thought I was in the right place at the right time. Now I'm informed about how far ahead we are, as opposed to, well, I'm not going to steal Peter's thunder because it's some incredible training. So Peter Webb, double president, appreciate you being on the call. As always, again, none of this would be possible without you being the person who picked up that phone and asked me to meet you for a coffee and showed the 2-minute video. Folks, don't underestimate. Who's got some dolphins? Some dolphins. There's dolphins in the house. So, folks, you look. Remember this: 3 phone calls. 3 phone calls will set you free. 6 will make you rich. But you don't need a lot of people. You need a few good people. So, folks, I'm gonna zip it. I'm gonna get my pen and paper out, and this is gonna be one hell of a training. Peter Webb, it's all yours, buddy.
Thanks, but I'm going to mute all, and I'm not going to allow them to unmute because somebody kept unmuting. I hope you can all hear me. So, yes, here's the thing, right, guys? So Dave said to me, asked me rather, can I do the Sunday night training? And I said to him, wow, definitely, but I don't, you know what? I'm done. I shared that 5-second rule. That is the holy grail. That's the secret to being successful in this industry. I got nothing else to say. So I wanted to come up with something a little bit different now. And if you haven't seen my training on the President's Call a couple of Mondays ago, make sure you get that from your upline and rewatch that, because that really, as far as I'm concerned, is the holy grail in success in this industry. Like Dave said, open your mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take action. So I wanted to do something completely different tonight. And hopefully, like Dave said, really give you a perspective of where we are and what you are sitting on. Because tonight, I want to share with you and make you 100% fully aware in knowing exactly what you have in your hands. I still really think there are so few people in this company, even people that are hugely successful in this company, that really understand just what they've got on their hands and just where we are right now and just where we're going and the potential. So I really need you guys to understand fully what you've got, that golden nugget you've got in your hand, that global opportunity for you to completely transform the future history of your family, financial-wise, and to help millions and millions of people around the world. So it's something a little bit different, but I was glad that Dave was pretty impressed when I went through the slides. I think it's going to be quite a big message for everyone. So let's rock and roll, guys. So as we all know, we have a category creating product. Nothing new there, right? We say it on every webinar. Guys, you need to understand that World Global Network are first to market with a brand new category in wearable technology. We're not a fitness tracker, right? We're not a copy of those Fitbits and Garmin's. We're a new category creating product. It's really important for you to understand that, because I'm going to talk about category creating and what it takes to be successful, etc. So, guys, we are a whole new breed of wearable. Is there going to be copy companies out in the future? Absolutely. We're expecting that. We're looking forward to that, right? We're leading the way within this space with the world's most advanced wearable technology. But what I really want to do, guys, is talk about, we've all seen these numbers, right? This is our market percentage so far, Fitbit and Garmin, etc. We're at 5.3%, but that's not what I'm going to talk about tonight, although I kind of am, right? So we're number 4 in the world already within 12 months in the wearable technology smartband market. But what I want to talk about tonight, shock horror, is number 1, Fitbit. I want to talk to you about this company that currently owns over 50% of the wearable technology marketplace, because these guys were the innovator. These were the guys that were a category creating product. So I want to take you back in, we want to get in there, back to the future, right? I want to take you back in time and talk a little bit about the history of wearable technology and specifically the company Fitbit. Because it's very easy to look at Fitbit today, where they are. They've got this gorgeous range of fitness devices, a huge range of products. They're incredibly successful. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. They've got huge staff, premises. They've got gorgeous websites and videos, and everyone on the planet has pretty much heard of a Fitbit. So it's easy for us to compare ourselves with Fitbit, right, or try to compare. But what you don't realize is we're in our really early stages of development. We're literally 12 months old. The Hilo come out just last year. So what I want to do is jump in that car and head back in time and share with you the story of Fitbit and how it came about and how they went on to be a multi-billion-dollar company, to give you some perspective on where we are and exactly what you've got in your hands, and how we have something like 100 times more incredible than what the guys did when they started Fitbit. So I'm going to I've printed out some stuff. I'm going to read it to you if you don't mind, because I was just going to tell the story, but when I reread about it, there are some specific quotes and sayings that these guys did that I really wanted to get across to you. So first thing, guys, is how a wooden box became a multi-billion-dollar company. So let me share with you the story of Fitbit. So Fitbit was founded in early 2007 by James Park and Eric Friedman, who saw the potential for using sensors in small wearable devices. They kind of got the idea of the Fitbit from the Nintendo Wii. When they saw the Nintendo Wii, they got really excited about it, and that gave them the inspiration to develop the Fitbit. They raised $400,000, but soon realized it wasn't enough. So they did the rounds of potential investors with little more than a circuit board and a wooden box. To hear Park tell it, the challenges of making stuff almost put the company out of business 7 times. 7 times they nearly went under in the early stages of development. It says, we had a couple of slides at the time. We actually thought we could get to market on 400,000. A year later, we weren't even close. But the idea was good. And when Fitbit addressed the TechCrunch 50 conference on the 9th of September 2011, Park and Freeman hoped to get 50 pre-orders. Although Eric suspected an actual number would be nearer to 5, so expected 5 orders. In fact, on day 1, they took 2,000 pre-orders. That's pretty exciting, right? So obviously they had something that people enjoyed and wanted a piece of it. He said getting orders was the easy bit. Neither Park nor Friedman had any manufacturing experience. As it turned out, it took another year to get to market. So they had 2,000 orders. It took 1 year to bring the product to market. Unbelievable. It took another year to get to market as the company encountered what is called a manufacturing valley of death. On stage, we literally had a circuit board and a balsa wood box, Park replied. We had no experience in manufacturing. We probably spent about 3 months in Asia looking for suppliers, bringing up production lines several times. We were pretty close to being dead. As I mentioned, we were close to death over 7 times. Problem number 2 was with the device's antenna. In my hotel room, I was thinking, this is it, we're done. We literally took a piece of foam and put it in the circuit board to fix the antenna problem. So the product didn't even work, guys. So Fitbit finally launched in around Christmas 2009. And this is the first one that they released after that was a clip-on device, as you can see there. So they were asked, how did it feel the first moment you had the box in your hand of the first produced Fitbit? Both co-founders did not feel 100% confident in the product. Unlike software, they couldn't fix it and patch it up once it had been released. Remember, there's no firmware, even on today's Fitbits, right, or app stores. So they can't fix it. It's got a set number of features, right? So we were lucky enough to tap into something that people were passionate about. So people just ignored the first few mistakes. Unbelievable, right? In the beginning, 5,000 units were out. 5,000 units were out after a couple of months of production. They had 25,000 to 30,000 pre-orders on the platform. And by the end of 2009, they had about $500,000 in revenue. In 2010, the production was up to 50,000 devices with $5 million in revenue. Guys, remember what we did in 12 months, right? When James and Eric were seeking to raise their Series B venture capitalism, they were looking for around $12 million in financing. During this time, they met with around 40 venture capitalists. In the end, they were rejected by all of them and ended up raising funds elsewhere. So rejected by all the venture capitalists. By the time they met Bradfield as a potential investor, Fitbit already had Fitbit 1, which was the product they were releasing after Fitbit Classic and Fitbit Ultra. And that's when things started to really move. Classic and Ultra were both released before any type of mobile connectivity. So in order for them to get data from the device to the back end, they had to develop their own platform. It was not a quality experience for the user. That's the CEO of or the owners or co-founders of Fitbit saying it was not a quality experience for the end user. So guys, here's the growth curve of Fitbit, right? Founded the idea, the concept 2007. It really didn't take off, you can see, really until kind of 2012. And of course, here we are. This is the nearest slide I could get. I couldn't find one up to 2017, but you can see that in 2015, multi-billion-dollar company. And subsequently, since then, they have also done an IPO. So they've gone public. They're on the stock market. Look what happened. August 2013, $344 million company. Boom. They do an IPO. Value $4.1 billion in June 2015. Here's the thing though, guys. This slide of the chart, this is of Friday. So I took a screenshot of the current stock price of Fitbit. You know, they're 56% of the marketplace. Think of all of those issues and problems that they had. People had orders and waited over a year to receive their product. They nearly went under 7 times. The product didn't work. The back end they created, the user did not have a very good experience. That was even what the owners of the company were saying. Guys, I really need you to realize what you have in your hands with World Global Network. Let's remember, we launched our life sensing technology, our category creating products, the wellness device, the Hilo Classic, as you can see here on the left of the screen. 2016, the Hilo Classic was released. Less than literally 6 months later, the World Global Network pretty much announced and released the Hilo LX. Guys, talk about incredible speed, innovation, what we brought to the market, the app. We've now got the App Store. Okay, we've had some shipping delays in the past because guess what? We couldn't make them fast enough. We couldn't make them fast enough. People were buying them faster than the company could produce them. That's a nice problem to have. But then you get people in this industry, people that come on as a distributor, get all bent out of shape because it took 3 or 4 weeks for their products to be delivered. Guys, understand. Think about those founders of Fitbit. What did they have to go through? Literally 3 or 4 years to bring the product to market, and then it didn't work very well. People had to wait a year for the product. Guys, understand what you've got in your hands. You don't need to raise hundreds of millions of dollars in venture capitalists. You don't have to develop the product. You don't have to design the firmware, the software, the coding, the platform, the back end, the app store. Everything is done for you. Guys, a 3 or 4 week shipping delay that we had in the past, which is now pretty much coming close to the end of, isn't a problem. People are getting far too bent out of shape because they don't understand what they've got on their hands, and they don't understand the journey that companies like Fitbit have taken. This is technology, guys. And there are similar stories with Apple and all the other technology companies. If you don't order the latest iPhone, for example, on the day it's released, let's say Apple bring out the iPhone 8. If you don't get that bad boy the day it comes out, you've got a 7 to 12 week wait in the UK and around the world, a 7 to 12 week wait before you receive that product. Hold on a second. Are you telling me the largest technology, most successful, biggest corporate company in the world can't get their deliveries right? Surely it's a scam. Surely it's a con. This can't be real. I'm pulling out. Do you see where I'm getting at, guys? You have to understand this is technology. But compared to Fitbit, what we've done in such a short period of time literally is 1,000 times better than what those guys achieved with a product that is a category creating product, not a fitness tracker. We're not jumping on that bandwagon. We are leading the way with brand new innovation and technology and bring it out faster, better, quicker, more powerful than any company in this sector has ever done before. And you can see here the little teaser from Antonio De Rosa, right? New Hilo to be released 2017-2018, codename Hermes, right? Then another one, 2018, codename Helios. What's that all about? Plus, we know, of course, about the medical approved device, the Hika, that's going to be coming down the line as well. Guys, seriously, you need to understand what you've got in your hands. This is your chance to participate and be a part owner in this incredible company. You don't have to go through what Fitbit went through to earn tech money. Guys, you've got to get your head around this. You've got to understand the big picture, and you've got to stop throwing your toys out of the pram if somebody doesn't get their product within 2 to 3 weeks. You know what? Just tell everyone there's a delay in shipping because we can't make the things fast enough because everyone on the planet that sees this device wants one. End of. True story. That's the facts. So you've got to understand what this company is doing. They are moving as fast as they can, creating incredible technology. And you know what, guys? We have got firmware in the devices. We have got an app store. We have got an app. Then can be fixed by software updates. So if there's a little glitch now and again, don't worry about it. They'll fix it. It's not set in stone like those Fitbits were to begin with. Once they released a product, if it didn't work, it didn't work. So, guys, like for like, let's see where we are today. Fitbit, multi-billion dollar company, been around since 2007, literally a household name. Share price today, $6. $6. World Global Network entered the wearable technology market space less than a year ago. 2 products, Hilo Classic, Hilo LX. Share price today, as of Friday, $22. Hello. Guys, do you see what you've got in your hand? There is a reason why the stock market has driven the price up of our company. Yes, your company. Your part ownership of this. And if you really want to be a part owner, you want to go out there and build this as big and as fast as possible. How do you do that? 5-second rule, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick up the phone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, say hi to someone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do someone a favor and let them have the chance to participate on this incredible movement, this incredible company. Is everything perfect? No, it's not. It never will be. No company is perfect. Think about what Fitbit had to go through, but compared to Fitbit, this is a breeze. We have seriously got 0 challenge. If Fitbit would laugh at the challenges we've had here, guys. So understand what you've got in your hands. This is incredible. Fitbit, $6. World Global Network, $22. Hello. Because build this business, Do the job you're supposed to do anyway, because you join this opportunity to create a better life for yourself, to share this incredible product around the world and work your way through the ranks, right? Some of you have seen this, some of you have not. We've got a lot of new people come on board, but did you know, bam, yes, when you get to president or above in the company, there is a share incentive program on top of the compensation plan. Now, this is just an example. We're at $22 today with the features we got coming out. With the we're not a multi-billion-dollar company yet, right? And our shares are at $22. What are they going to be when we're a multi-billion-dollar company? So let's do an example. Let's say they get to $150 by 2020. You build your business over the next 2 or 3 years. You get yourself flying through the ranks of this company. When you get to president, Fabio Galdi will give you 1,000 shares, yours to keep, free of charge. You don't have to buy them at $22 a share. They're yours, right? But they could be, let's say by 2020, they are worth $150 per share. That's a $150,000 bonus right there, just for hitting president. And as we know, president is a pretty big monthly income, right? What about double president? They will give you an additional 2,000 shares of stock. Again, let's do the example. This is not, obviously you can't say they're going to be 150. This is just my prediction, and could be even bigger, right? Could be 200, 300, 400, who knows? But let's say at 150, now you have a total of 3,000 shares. That could be worth $450,000. What about when you go grand president? They'll give you an additional 3,000 shares. Now you've got 6,000 in total. So that could be worth to you $900,000 bonus just in share equity. You're a part owner of this wearable tech company without all the headaches. Amazing, right? What about when you go president millionaire? Everyone that joins this company, their goal is to go president millionaire in time, right? Fabio will give you an additional 10,000 shares of stock. So in this example, now you've got 16,000 shares, $2.4 million or more. Unbelievable, guys. Double president millionaire, give you an additional 20,000 shares. So 36,000 shares now, 5.4 million. And of course, top of the top, tip of the top of the top, grand president millionaire, an additional 50,000 shares. Now you've got 86,000 shares. That could be valued at $12.9 million on top of the compensation plan. Now, if we look at the current earnings of the grand president millionaire, you've got Chad and Natita at, I don't know, somewhere around $700,000 or $800,000 per month commission. And naturally, you're at $1.2 million per month commission. Now, of course, check out our income disclosure at WorldGN.com. Okay. But a grand president millionaire pretty much earns close to $1 million a month through the compensation plan. How would you like to receive 86,000 shares given to you by Fabio Galdi just for doing what you wanted to do anyway? Guys, you need to understand just what you've got in your hands. You're right at the start. There are going to be the odd bump. There's going to be the odd glitch. You know what? It's absolutely nothing. It's absolutely nothing compared to what Fitbit went through. And where are Fitbit today? As we know from that chart, 56% of the market is owned by Fitbit. So just think, what are we capable of with a ground floor, category creating, second generation wearable technology, the most powerful on the planet, with an army of distributors behind it, promoting this to the world, where we can do business in over 195 markets around the world. And you're in it day one. Are you kidding me? Guys, you have to understand what you've got on your hands. So that's it for me, Dave. Hopefully everyone sees the big picture. I'm going to hand back to you, my friend. Guys, we just got to do what we got to do. We have got to just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick up the phone, because this is what you're offering people. Don't be scared of it. Don't be shy of it, because you're offering someone the greatest opportunity of their lives, literally the industry has ever seen. So world-class opportunity and a world-class chance for you to participate, because we're just at the beginning. So Dave, I'm going to hand out to you to close the call, my friend.
There's those air punches. You can see why I was punching the air. The two words come to mind: mind and bucket. Why? Because my mind's just been blown and I'm going to have to pick up the freaking pieces about what we got our hands on. Folks, we have said from day one, you need to be sharing the 2 and 7 with the 3 P's. Posture, positioning, and passion. You're not looking for the customer. You're not looking for the person who says they're an entrepreneur, but they're moaning about the product right now. That's not the entrepreneur. They tell you they are, and then you get dragged into their mindset, and you start sitting there wallowing. While people wallow, other people are building. That's why audio of the week. That's why book of the month. That's why team calls. That's why webinars are so important. That's why the weekly presidential update call, why the corporate update call are 5 hours of your 15 hours as an entrepreneur. Why? To build you, to protect your mind, to create the armor. So you go, you know what? I know it's not at all. That shipping is not right. The merchant bank situation is not acceptable. But guess what? It will get better. It will get sorted, because I like someone told me in the States once that we're not even ground level. I think it was Steve Carter. Okay, Steve Carter said, we're not even at ground level. We're still in the mud. We're still in the mud, and you can still be a 6-figure income earner if you protect this. If you love everybody, you respect everybody, but folks, you don't sit with them. You're looking for the lookers. Hey, Peter, hey, look, someone's just landed on my desk. If I could show you a $34 billion emerging wearable tech market, would that grab your business interest if you and I together could access the #1 product? Great. What I'm going to do is send you a 7-minute video. I'll give you a call later tonight, because if it's piqued your interest, tomorrow I've got an invitation-only call for a handful of people that I'm putting together right now who want to be ahead of the global explosion. How's that sound? I'm not interested, Dave. Hey, not a problem. Yes, Dave, send it over to me. Folks, you don't get emotionally attached to the outcome. You just got to get in love with the process. Fall in love with the work. Do it over and over and over and over and over. And well, it's okay for Dave, for you, it's good. No, I'm a chef by trade. I was a chef, but I didn't let that stop me from learning. That I didn't wait for my upline. I went out there and I became better than I was the week before. I didn't let my rejection. I went and spoke to Rochelle. I'm using Rochelle because I can see Rochelle. I went and spoke to Rochelle, and Rochelle asked me a question, and I didn't have an answer to that question. But you know what I did? I went to my upline and I said, hey, what's the answer to this question? Great. I went to Jason Regan next time. He asked me the same question. Guess what? I had an answer to the question. Why? I learned by not knowing it when I went to Rochelle. After you see 4, 5, 6, 10 people, guess what? Humans ask the same stupid questions. But you become enamored. You become armored. I don't get down when someone says no to me, I'm going, great, not a problem. You're looking for the lookers, because when everybody's getting in, you've missed the boat. When everybody's walking around with one, you could have had a piece of it. And when Peter was, I think in my 9 months, of training, that's the world's best piece of training I've seen. That's why, because it's a aha, light bulb, epiphany, sliding door. Oh, I thought I was in. Now I'm jumping in. Why? Because my perspective has changed. And folks, I'm telling you, it's not getting in world that's important. It's people that care about your success that will continue to tell you the importance of self-development, the importance of getting around the fire, the importance of work with people. Look, I'm telling you, I'm just going to throw myself out there like I did at the beginning. Stop giving your money to people who aren't even helping you build your business, and they're telling you how to build a business. If they were good at building businesses, they would have been wealthy building a business. I take my counsel from people in the game, in the hunt, and if I'm going to spend any money, I'm spending it on me. My book of the month, my additional material. I'm not going to go and just go, guys. It's so easy. It's so easy when you go, you know what? I've just realized. I've just woken up. We have the #1 business opportunity that right now, everyone's heard of Tony Robbins. He wrote the book, Awaken the Giant Within. I am telling you without a shadow of a doubt, the giant in the world tech space is World Global Network. And guess what? That giant hasn't even woken up yet. Posture, positioning, and passion. Don't apologize. If you have something this great and you understand, then that's why we have always tried to share with you that becoming a go-getter is so important. A go-getter. Why? You read, you listen, you attend, you show, you follow up, you stop. That all these things are indicators whether you're engaging. If you're not engaging, guess what? You're not growing. If you're not growing, you will be left behind because your mind is sitting there with the masses who says its shipping is late. When the entrepreneur's going, oh, you know what? The new president last week, Jeremy from Canada, 8 weeks, still waiting for his product, but went president and become a 6-figure income earner without it being on his band. Why? You don't need it on your wrist. Why? We've got a 2 and 7-minute video to show them. So, Peter, I'm telling you, but that was like, there's the ball, and he got the biggest back and swung that baby and hit that one out of the ballpark. I'm telling you, that was a home run. So, folks, super proud. 84 people on the call, but 1,600 people in the team. How many of you feel, to put a 1 in the chat box, how many of you know you need your other people on your team watching this recording? So for those who weren't on the live, I'm going to call you out. You need to make sure that you get people watching this recording, because if that doesn't wake you up and go, okay, I get it, it's not perfect, you know what? But you know what? How many of you have had your product? How many of you have been paid? Guess what? The number 2 things is making sure people get product and get paid. Now, let's get the product out better, faster, quicker. Now, let's help customer services be more effective. Now, let's get the merchant back up and running. That's all stuff we can fix. What we can't fix is your mind. You are in control of that. You are in control of that. And I hope you go to bed tonight after the 9 p.m. UK and European webinar, and after the 12 p.m. UK webinar that we're doing for the USA, Canada. Spend the next 3-4 hours sharing with more passion, more positioning, and more posture than you had done prior to this team training. So, Peter, thank you. Everybody else, take on board the events that are coming up with Ireland, London, and South Africa, and of course, October 21st through to the 23rd, Las Vegas. Folks, we wanted to take 1,000 people there. We've got less than 80 plus people showing intention of going. Intention's not enough. We are 4 weeks away, 6 weeks away of flying out. We got 6 weeks to rally the troops. Guess how we rally the troops? By you first committing to go to Vegas. Why? You can't promote something you're not going to. So make a decision to be in Vegas, whether you can afford it or not. Get your ticket ordered, and then guess what? Go diamond. Go diamond. Work with your upline. Work with your plugged-in upline, and allow them to help you build your teams. So you got 10,000 left, 10,000 right, and go to Vegas as a diamond. So there's no excuse that I can't afford it. Why? You're sitting on the biggest opportunity on planet Earth. You've got to come out of a wage mindset to an abundance mindset and switch that paradigm to entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs don't say they can't afford it. Entrepreneurs go, I can't afford not to go. I can't afford not to go because of what I'm going to learn there. That's going to propel my business forward. So, folks, I am supercharged if you haven't sensed that. But tell you what, I am so thankful that Peter Webb gave me a call in November of 2016. I just thought he was a strawberry-haired individual that was in a network previously from a cross-line, right? This was someone I'd never worked with before, stood on stage with the guy because that's what you do in network marketing, but I didn't know him. I didn't know how big his heart was. I didn't even know how intellectual he was. But I'm telling you what, did he not deliver today? Oh, my Lord. So thank you, Peter Webb. Thank you to my other partners, Jason Regan, Graham Brown, Ghazala Jabin. Thank you to all the diamonds that have already broken. But more importantly, we need to raise more diamonds. We want your stories. We want you doing team trainings. We want you doing team webinars. Why? People need to see the new story. Why? You're the one that will bring bigger belief to your community by you going diamond than someone in your team upline going to another rank. It's your success we want. And I hope this is tonight giving you a bigger perspective and realizing not only are you going to be making money here, we've said from day one, this is your family's opportunity to create wealth and change your family tree. That's my belief. That's my belief. So kudos to Peter Webb. Everybody else, fantastic job. Make sure that once the link is posted, that you tag everybody. You tag everybody, and even people that have gone dormant, even people that have put the bat down and sitting on the bench and waiting for it to get better. Hey, John, do me a big favor. You need to check this training out. I think it's going to help you. Folks, do that with enough people. I'm telling you, you're going to bring a few more back to the fire. You can't raise the dead, by the way. Also understand that. You cannot raise the dead. Go find someone who has a heartbeat and has a desire to move forward with you. So good night, everybody. Peter Webb, fantastic job again. We'll see you again, 7:30 UK next Sunday. And of course, throughout the week, we've got these webinars helping you to build your businesses. So support those and support each other. Good night, everybody.